Welcome to the CB Cowgirls podcast, where rodeo roots run deep. We invite you to grab a cup of coffee and come to the table as we visit about all things rodeo and the Western lifestyle. Today's episode is a collaboration with the Columbia River Circuit and brought to you by Ram Trucks, Les Schwab Tires, and Legends Casino. And now here's your host, Becky Mapston.
Well, welcome to the CB Cowgirls podcast. This is Becky Mapston, your host, on behalf of the Columbia River Circuit. And today I have a very special guest with me. I know that you, our fans in the Columbia River Circuit, have been waiting patiently for this interview. And I finally have had the opportunity to connect. And I am bringing to you now one of our favorite barrel racers out of the Northwest, Cheyenne Allan. Cheyenne, are you there with me?
Yes, ma'am, I sure am.
Well, Cheyenne, you are on your way to the 2019 Ram National Circuit Finals in Kissimmee, and I believe you said you're almost there. Are you excited?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we are really excited. We're going to be there early, so because of our excitement, we're so excited.
Well, we were talking earlier, and you guys have been down south since after the circuit final, so let's just take a step back. Let's talk about your 2018 season and your win at the circuit finals. Like I said before, it didn't matter what rodeo I showed up at. It seemed like no matter where I went, you were at the top of the list in the barrel racing. So let's talk about your awesome year.
All righty. Well, this year was the first year I was able to go to all of our circuit rodeos. And my husband and I, Randy, decided we would just take one rodeo at a time and just see how our horses would work. And if they weren't going to participate or make any money, we would just drop back and do amateur rodeos and just stay really close to home. So we started our summer off that way. We went to Redmond, was our first rodeo, and I ran Smooch, and she did real well. She won that rodeo and kind of like set us up for the summer. At that time, not knowing it. And so we just kind of went that way the whole year and just went and got there, did our homework, rode our horses, got them relaxed, got them used to traveling. We've never traveled that many miles during a week or a weekend, and it really worked out for us. The horses accepted everything we gave them, and most of the year I ran Molly, the oldest, and she did real well. I really tickled with her for what we asked of her, and she materialized. She kind of did really well and accepted the different grounds that we gave her and just kept on trucking for us and did real well. I'm really pleased with her. And our breeding program is, I've been riding these same type of horses my whole career, and now that you don't have a job where you have an 8-to-5 job where you can go to these rodeos and get there and get everybody settled and used to everything, it really materialized this year for Randy and I and the mares.
Is it typical for a barrel racer to carry or travel with one or two horses, or do they usually just ride one, or how does that usually work?
Well, different girls do different things. You know, if I had a big trailer and I could pack a lot of horses, I would. But when you do that, you got to take more feed. You got to take more water. And when you go to rodeos, you're kind of limited on your space and your time over a weekend. So during the summer months, I just hauled 2 with me. And if it was real close to home, I would pack 3, a young horse, and then ride him around and get him used to the environment and different grounds. But it's a good way of even young horses, bringing them up if you have the time between your rodeos. Yeah. Right.
Looking back on your 2018 season, what was your favorite win this year?
Oh, mercy. That would be an easy question, my dear. That would be Pendleton.
Well, you still got to ask.
Oh, I know it, and bless your heart, I thank you. But I tell you what, I was very fortunate this year to be able to win, I think, 5 or 6 rodeos. And I've never pro rodeos, but I've never done that before in 1 year. And to put the frosting on the cake was Pendleton. I tell you what, I've been there for many years, and winning that is something that you'll take with you till your grave. It's what an experience. What a wonderful, wonderful committee. They treat you so wonderful the whole time you're there. It's so unique, and it's just not a typical rodeo. I mean, in order to participate at Pendleton, we all know the adversities, the ground, the dirt, the length of it, and for us, getting your horses in shape for that particular rodeo, it's just not just another rodeo.
Right.
It's so unique. Right. Yeah. What a rodeo. What a win.
Which horse did you ride at Pendleton? Did you ride both of them, or did you just pick one?
Well, I rode Molly both those, and I did take my Smooch with me. I mean, wherever I go, Molly goes, because you never know. Smooch, the backup horse, secondary horse, could do just as good, but Molly was my main, and Randy and I always decided that ride your main one that's making your money at the present time, and if it comes up sore, then get on your backup. But I went the backup horse, Smooch. She's been every mile and went to the top of the hill many times, and she could have ran there. And she might get that fall this year. I rode Molly both those at Pendleton, yeah. And all year, matter of fact.
Wonderful. And do you have to, what kind of adjustments do you make on that, doing the Green Mile? I mean, you have certain arenas that you travel to throughout the summer that are smaller, and there are some that are larger, but the Pendleton arena is a beast. So what do you do to adjust for that?
Oh, well, for me, and I know Terry Vanguard's the same way, we, from where we live, I trailer over to a place, and I drop the sagebrush on the reservation. I trot up 5 miles straight up, and like the last probably 200 yards, I make them sprint.
Okay.
And that's about 2 months out from the rodeo. I'll do that. And there's a big spring up there on this side of the hill, and the spring is Rowdy Berry's pasture, matter of fact.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah. And so I let them catch the breath, and I usually take 2 horses with me. I ride one and pony another one, so I'm covering 2 horses. Then I'll let them catch their breath and get a little bit of water, and then we trot right back down nonstop, 5 miles. But as you go up and down the 5 miles, there's hills and sagebrush. You can go around. I mean, it's just reservation, sagebrush cattle country. And so I'll do that probably 4, 5, 6 times before Pendleton. And then when the days I do not go to the hill, I usually take them on a 3-mile trot there at home every day before I ever go in the arena. So they're pretty well shaped.
So you're really conditioning them just like you would, like a track athlete would be conditioned. It sounds like a lot of HIIT training for horses, I call it.
Oh, absolutely. Right. I was in cross country and track. And when we were in cross country, not only did we go miles and hills, we also ran in the sand dunes. And which, correlating that with my horses, I know what their legs feel like. I know what their heart hurts going up that last field, 200 yards, taking a run. And, so I can really relate to my horses, and that's, and I want my horses in shape. And I think that's really good for the long haul, trailering, and getting into bad ground. And if they slip or fall, they're in condition. They're not. They may get hurt, but the chances are less.
Right. Well, and I think it's important to hear that, because especially with you and Randy, you've been doing this your whole life. I mean, over 30 years you've been training team roping, trail riding, barrel racing, jumping, all sorts of athletic horses, and so it's second nature to you how to train them and what to do. And if I'm correct, you actually have some horses out that are in other girls that are out competing or riding. Is that correct?
That is correct. A horse that Terry Vanguard is running and is in was fourth at Houston, is fifth at Houston. That is the horse that we bred and raised, and we have full siblings at home to that horse that we ran and ran barrels on. And then the horse that Terry ran last year at Pendleton was a full brother to Molly, and she's ran that horse at Pendleton for the last 4 years, and his name is Goodwin. And we still have him. He's our horse. She was
right.
just used him for the last few years, and so we have him now. And when I get home after this venture over coming down south, I'll get back on him, get him in shape, and all the other ones, and start going at it again.
Just never quit. And you've been, it's got to be pretty pleasing to your heart to see your horses out there running and knowing they're doing well, because it is a testament to you and Randy. And it sounds like you guys have got a great, tell us a little bit about that. You guys have a great little program that you're running down there in the Yakima Valley.
Well, we think so, and you know how that is. But, and what we try to do when you are in this business is try to match up forces with the people and their meant physically and mentally for the individual that wants to buy them. And Randy's
right.
really good about telling them, no, you don't want that one. Or, no, he's pretty good about it. And, if they persist, he says, okay. But he's really good about that, about telling them, what would be good and what do you want to use it for. And so we have a variety. But the barrel part of it, I really like Jet of Honors and the breeding and the Leo bred. And, yeah, and you got to have speed on speed for the barrel racers. Mercy, they're tough. It's tough everywhere.
It sounds like you guys have an amazing everyday life, being able to do what you love. And isn't that just something that so many people desire to do? So, kudos to you guys for doing what you love. And look at you this last year. You've had a phenomenal season. You're heading to the circuit finals. This is your first Ram National Circuit Finals, correct?
Oh, that is correct.
So this is a whole new experience for you, and it's going to probably just be as memorable. Well, I won't say as memorable, but it could be as memorable as winning Pendleton, but it's just another memory. And, what's the rest of 2019 look like? Are you going to be going just as much as you went last year?
Well, yes. We're going to try to tackle 19 like we did 18, and we're probably going to spread our wings a little bit further than what we did. We came south and won a rodeo, played second at Scottsdale, picked a check up at Bay City, and placing right now in Austin. The mayor's running good. And I really tickled for. It's more me because I've gone to these coliseums that are massive, and
right.
It's like a mind over matter deal, and it's really something. It was really eye opener, and it's really fun to come down and look at the quality and quantity of the well-bred horses that are here in these rodeos. And when we came down this year, we got to stay at Kate Lamford for a couple of weeks and get to know her and her husband. It was great. We went and stayed with Kelly Kaminsky, 2 world champions. What more? And Randy Riniger. And, Mercy, that is like a bucket list to me. Getting to meet these people that have been there, done that, and always wanting to speak to them. And we've met some wonderful people coming down this winter. Unremarkable how nice and kind and helpful everybody is.
Is Randy holding up okay?
Oh, absolutely. He's tough. He hasn't let me drive only probably 200 miles this whole time. Yeah, he's great. I told him, he said, what you should do is just jump in and go with Terry. guard. I said, Randy, I can't keep up with Terry. I'm too old. And I told him, I said, if you don't go, I'm not going to go. I can't do this by myself. Maybe 20 years ago when I had a bunch of energy. But when you get a little older, Mother Nature kind of takes over and says, no, you can't do what you did 20 years ago. So he's been a blessing. Randy, if it wasn't for Randy, I wouldn't be here.
He used to pick up for the beards, is that correct?
That's correct. Right there, yes. He did that for years.
So he's used to traveling, so he probably was getting a little antsy at the ranch, being like, man, let's get on the road, let's travel.
Right, yeah. And you know what's really wonderful? We go to all these big rodeos that I've never been to. Either his ranch, but he knows all the judges, and he knows most of the pickup guys, and he knows most of the, maybe not the young bareback bull riders and bareback and their dads. And it's really fun. So we all still visit about old times. And, it's really fun. It's been fantastic. Yeah.
Well, we're excited for you and Terry, and I can't wait to see how you guys do. I know you guys have got to be getting close because you were like 130 miles away, and we've been talking for a good 20, 30 minutes. So, before you know it, and not only that, it's close to 8:30 now there? You're a couple hours ahead of us, so.
Yeah, it's 8:17 right now in Florida.
Well, I wish you the best experience down there at your first Ram National Circuit Finals. I can't wait to see how you do. You ladies have a lot of fans up here in the Northwest, probably all around the PRCA, but I know especially up here in our own circuit how much you're adoring. And I can guarantee you this podcast will go through the roof because they've been waiting for an interview with you. So thank you so much for spending time with me.
Oh, it was my pleasure, and thank you for calling.
Absolutely.
Thank
you
you
too,
so much.
Tell Randy we said hello.
I sure will. You
All
take
right.
care.
You too. Good night.
Bye-bye. Good night.
This episode brought to you by Ram Trucks, Les Schwab Tires, and Legends Casino.